And we believe you have to have something in your hand. You have to do something. You have to do a shtadlis. You always have to have something in your hand. But at some point, when you have too many responsibilities, when you have too many tzoras, when you have too many worries, the thing you gotta do is, as Rashi says, what's juggling? So Rashi explains, as we said before, what is a juggler? Zorkun oisoi klape mala. You take one of them, or maybe two, or maybe three, depending how many peklach you're carrying, and you throw it up, and you tell the Rabbeinu Shalom, I can't deal with this. This is out of my hands. This is literally out of my hands. So you throw it up, and you throw it up, klape mala, and you tell the Rabbeinu Shalom, I've taken this up until the point I can take it. I can't deal with this anymore. Rabbeinu Shalom, from now on, this is your issue. Please, you take care of it. I got enough to deal with. And that's what we say, Hashlech al Hashem, Yahovcha, you throw your pekel upwards. But who yichal kaleka? And he'll already take care of what you need. He'll support you, he'll give you the substance, he'll take care of it. And this seems to me was what the great Simcha was about. There was a tremendous Simcha. What was the Simcha? The Simcha was that the Gedolim of the Dar were showing Klal Yisrael, and that's why it was the Gedolim. They didn't dance, the people didn't dance, they watched. They were showing, you have peklach, you have machetes, you have tzoras. Throw some of them up. You don't have to take care of all of them. Take care of what you can. Dafel mepis in the hand. You have to try your best. You have to make a shtadlus, but at some point you have to throw it up and throw it up real high, real high, so it doesn't come back very soon. That, the choira, was the simcha of Beis HaShoeivah. And it says, Mish Leirah, Simchas Beis HaShoeivah, Leirah, Simcha B'Yomov, which perhaps means that if you didn't get this lesson, you're never going to be happy in your entire life, because everybody's got problems. Everybody's got problems. But the way out of it is to know that it's not your job to deal with all your problems. Some of them, after a while, you just throw up to the Rabbeinu Shalom. God, I took it for as far as I can. Listen, now it's your problem. I must tell you, if I can share a personal story that happened to us in connection with my daughter Libby's journey. When Libby was in the ICU, it was day 5. It was Wednesday night. Wednesday night, after she was in the ICU, and she was still unconscious, and we had great tzoras. And I remember I was sitting in, there was a consult room on the 6th floor at Weill Cornell Medical Center, on the 6th floor there on 68th Street. And I'm slouched in this brown leather chair where I had been for much of 5 days. And I was bleary-eyed, and I was very exhausted. And Baruch Hashem, there was nobody there. All of a sudden, sort of peeping out into the little window, I thought I saw a mirage. I saw a Hasidic guy, I wasn't sure it was a real person, a Hasidic guy with the whole Shemayim Begodim, with a briefcase noch. And I thought, this can't be happening. There's a Mashulach that's come to visit me in the ICU. It's a true story. It was Wednesday night. I opened up the door, and there's this guy, and I thought to myself, I take it back now because I didn't know who he was. I thought to myself the first words, you gotta be kidding. That was it, you gotta be kidding. And he walks in, and he says, who do you have here? I said, my daughter's here. I didn't want to talk to him. He said, my daughter's here. She says, maybe she would like some Yiddish music. Now, he whips out from this black case, he whips out this little box. This box has like a recorder of some sort, and he starts playing old music from Isaiah's time, and he says, I think your daughter would like this will make her feel better. So I said, listen, my daughter, I'm sure doesn't like any of this music. She says, no, I have more modern music. And he takes you sort of to Benzine Schenker type of music, sort of updates it by 100 years, up to the point he says, no, I have more modern music. I said to him, listen, my daughter's unconscious. It's so kind of you to come, but this is not the right time. He says, Mitzvah Shem, I'll come back. So I said, okay. I totally forgot about him. It's a true story. I'm not varnishing this at all. Day 22, because I had a diary. Day 22 was Sunday morning. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. It was very early. I slept at the cot next to my daughter that night. I was bleary-eyed again. And then I come up next to the cot. It was very early. I was sort of wearing some it wasn't like clothes, it wasn't quite pajamas, somewhere in between. All of a sudden, I look in, and there, I think I see the face again. In the ICU unit, in the unit itself. At that time already, day 22, Libby was conscious. And he comes in, and I said to myself, not to him, I go, you again. And that's what I said to myself. And he comes in and he says, you think your daughter would like to listen to Yiddish music now? Now I think she's up. So I said to him, I look at Libby and she goes, who is this? Well, what is this? And all of a sudden another guy shows up and he proudly points out, I couldn't make this up. He said, he is my friend, the juggler. He is my friend, the juggler. We would like to entertain your daughter. And I said, listen, you're the first one here, it's 8 o'clock, I guess it's the early matinee show, go for it. And sure enough, he plays this music from the 1960s, like a first Peche record music, and this other guy, another Hasidic guy, starts to juggle the 3 balls. He starts to juggle the first ball, and while that's in the air, he's holding on to the second ball, and he lets the one go. The first ball drops in the air, drops to the floor. Every ball he threw up to the ceiling hit the floor. So much so, this is true, that after a while it was so ridiculous that Libby started to laugh. And that was the first time Libby laughed. That was the first time I saw her laugh, because it was so crazy. And I'll never forget the guy said to me, sheepishly, as he picked up all his balls from all over the ICU room, he said, I'm really sorry, but you have to understand, it's only my second time trying. Is it true? So it's only my second try. And then as he left, he said, Me'et Hashem by the chasana, I promise I'll come back and I'll be much better. It was the nicest thing he said. But I remember then thinking, this thought, it was day 22, we already had been through 3 weeks of lots of stuff, dealing with the doctors, dealing with the procedures, dealing with what to do next, and balancing this issue. Like, how far can we take this alone? How far can we do this with the physicians? How far can we do this with the therapists? And at some point, we just got to get another ball in the air that you throw it up, klape maila. Because at some point, you can't do it on your own. So I think that is perhaps the message of the Simchas Beis HaShoeivah. The Simchas Beis HaShoeivah message is just this: that mi shalaro Simchas Beis HaShoeivah le'isro Simchas B'yomav. That to be happy, like I once heard from a man, he married off his 17th child. He already had einiklach and ir einiklach, and they asked him at the chasana. The mic, the photographer and the video guy put the mic in front of this man, Alta Yid. He married off his 17th child, and he asked him, "No, looking back at your life, do you have any regrets?" And the one thing he says, yes. He says, "What's your regret?" He said, "I regret that if I ever had to do it over again, I would not have worried as much." That, l'choire, is the simcha of life. Mishlayro simchas beis HaShoeivah, layro simcha v'yom.